Wait, what? Christopher Nolan's Odyssey has undergone a lot of controversy. A lot of people have been picking at some of the behind-the-scenes photos and footage. The historical inaccuracies within the suits and specific set designs, some of the casting and some of the dialogue choices that seem a bit weird for this kind of time for folks. A lot of people are probably scratching their heads right now. What the hell is Travis Scott doing here? Well, I'm scratching my head a lot too. And yes, I have both eyes open right now, guys. And I apologize if I look very tired. My lens kept popping out. I was like, fuck it. I just can't. I just can't be bothered to do it today. I don't know if I'm coming down with something. I might be sick, but maybe I'm burnt out. But I am too tired to give a fuck about that anymore right now, right? So the first piece of controversy, which I think is kind of dumb, if you ask me, is the whole historically inaccurate suits and costumes here. Because apparently at that time, this kind of armor, this kind of helmet was nothing like what Greek soldiers would have been wearing at the time. The Greek soldiers would have been wearing something like what's on the right. Someone made an actual AI version of the Odyssey trailer with historically accurate suits and sets. And a lot of people were like, oh my god, what has Nolan done? This guy can't make a fucking historical piece. Also, the fact that there's no Greek actor seemingly. What's going on here? What's going on here? Matt Damon, Tom Holland, with just a bunch of American and British people playing these characters? What the hell is happening? Can I just be honest about something? This is a Greek mythical story. I get it. Greek history is a thing. Greek culture was a thing. You guys want to stick as close to that as possible? Sure. But to nitpick this much over a Greek mythological story where there's the underworld and literal gods, I'm not the type of person to tell people to touch grass because, I mean, look at me, for fuck's sake. But can we just chill a little bit? And people are like, what's this armor that Agamemnon is wearing? Why does he look like a combination of Darth Vader, Batman, and a Space Marine? I'm gonna be honest, that sounds sick to me, and that looks pretty damn cool. In fact, there's a lot of stuff in this film that looks pretty damn cool. I saw 6 minutes of this movie in a screening for Avatar, and I thought it was pretty damn cool. A lot of the armor, the way it looks, it pays off in the film. So no matter what you want to say about it, there are some things that are done for cinematic effect. There are artistic liberties that every director takes. Your favorite directors and writers have done the fucking same thing for any kind of period piece or historical drama they've done. Trust me on that. Trust me on that. It's all about what looks good for the camera at the end of the day. And I get it. Being historically accurate is very, very important for some stories. This is a Greek mythos story that's it's not a big deal to me, okay? Personally. Wuthering Heights movie with Jacob Elordi and Margot Robbie, which, to be honest, I think the director of that movie is a psyop, personally, but regardless, people are saying this is historically inaccurate. What are the costumes that they're wearing? What's the casting here? I'm just gonna be completely honest with you. I think for Wuthering Heights is way more important to be historically accurate, so I can agree with fans there, but it's way more important for that than a fucking story about a mythical character, mythical gods, and a mythological story. The other thing is the casting. I don't really know what to say about that. Zendaya's cast as Athena. John Bernthal and Tom Holland are talking as if they're like just fucking Americans. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Many movies just cast who's a big star, who's popping right now, put him in. All right, Clash of the Titans. All these Greek mythos movies they've done the same thing. It's become normalized right now. What can you do? That's what Hollywood's gonna do what Hollywood's gonna do. They're gonna westernize everything and they're gonna make it. They're gonna cast whoever's the popular icon right now. Tom Holland, Zendaya, do they need to be cast in these roles? Probably not. Does Matt Damon need to be cast as Odysseus? You could have probably found a couple of Greek actors that are better. You know what? Matt Damon's goated though. So fuck it. We all know how the game works. Why are we surprised at this? All these people talking about historical inaccuracies. You guys are late to the game. Star value and name recognition has always been a thing. And it leads to what we're going to talk about later in the video when it comes to casting certain other celebrities that aren't actors. Let's talk about the dialogue. The dialogue, some of the things that people say, this is not seemingly indicative of how Greek soldiers would have been talking at that time before invading a place. You know what I'm saying? Tom Holland saying the word dad, you know? Hey, dad. You know, wouldn't he be saying father? You know, people have been nitpicking about that. Do I care about it? No, not really. But what I will say is, there is part of my brain that has a gripe over certain things when it comes to syntax and language. You know that the MCU has like a bunch of different alien civilizations? All of them speak English. Every single one of them. And I always ask myself, why? It's a gripe I have, and I think it's actually relevant. Every single alien species, their culture just somehow found a way to speak English. Did they all just visit Earth and just learn the language? Do y'all know how English like evolved over time, right? You're telling me that all these alien tribes had a similar thing going on? Or they just got it from Earth? No. I don't buy for a fact that aliens would speak to each other just in English. When Thanos and Gamora are talking in Infinity War, and maybe this is too much of a gripe, I understand. They're talking like normal people. Thanos even says to Star-Lord, the boyfriend, I like you. Like, why the fuck would this alien warlord from, like, how many light years away, why would he be talking like this? You know, so it is a thing in my head. It's a gripe that I think it's... Whoever wrote this slide doesn't know how to write. My assistant's dumb as fuck. But I meant to say a gripe that's important. I think it is. But that's what it is at the end of the day. Unless most people don't care about this stuff. Most people, when they're watching a Marvel movie, and even the Odyssey, they're not going to care about those little details. But I can understand if that gets at people. You got John Bernthal here, who... Would a Greek soldier talk like this back in the day? Let me tell you something about Odysseus, man. Let me tell you something. Hey, man, let me tell you something. Ha! What are you gonna do about that, man? Let me tell you something. Is a Greek soldier gonna talk to that? No, probably not. Let's just be honest about this. Nolan doesn't care about any of that. We might not like that. And you might want an attention to those specific details. It's all story and cinematics over accuracy. Let's just be real about it. And then we get to the casting of Travis Scott. Now, a lot of people are just like, what the fuck? There are two reactions to this I'm seeing online. Some are just laughing, saying, yo, Travis is the GOAT. This is about to be the funniest shit ever. Dope. Some people are saying they're hyped for this is completely dead now. Like, what is this? I can't take this project seriously. I did facepalm when I saw this, I'll be real. My hype is not dead for the movie, but I will say the aura of the film decreased a little for me when I saw Travis. I was like, bro, what the hell is going on right now? Because when you cast someone like that in this role, it does call the question, how serious is the scene that they're in? Because you would assume this isn't a very comedic film, right? You would assume they're playing this straight and full serious. So how serious can you take it? It's Travis fucking Scott. Now, I don't have anything against him as a person. I know he has some, controversies with that thing that happened at his live show where he carried on with the concert even though people died during a stampede, which is fucked up, and fuck him for that. But besides all that, I think Hollywood has a habit of casting singers and musicians. Sometimes it works out. Lady Gaga is great, right? She's in a ton of shit when it comes to movies. Harry Styles has been in a couple things. He's not that good of an actor, let's just be real about it. Ariana Grande, look, people can cast them for their fan bases, hoping for them to cross over. Maybe they have a relationship with the director. They've worked together before, like Travis Scott and Nolan have. Maybe they just want it for clout. Sometimes it can be good, right? Tyler, the Creator, was in Marty Supreme, and he was pretty decent. Nolan has done this many times. David Bowie, Harry Styles, and now Travis Scott. Again, I think David Bowie was fine as Nikola Tesla. I think he did what he needed to, and he was decent. Harry Styles, if you can manage him and direct him well, he can be okay and good. He's not good at all as an actor, to be clear. Don't Worry Darling showcases his acting abilities really, really well. And remember, folks, Travis Scott did the score, or at least a song for the movie Tenet. And after that, Nolan was like, I just need to work with you again, man. Nolan saw something in Travis Scott. He really wanted to sign him on again, this time for an acting role. Nolan sees something in these singers that we don't. Okay? And it's, for the most part, worked out, so we can't really doubt him, right? But Travis is very different than the other two. So what is it that's different about this, guys? Some people are saying, some people are bringing up, why is there a black character in Greek? Wouldn't he be a slave? First of all, that's not accurate at all. I don't know if you guys know, but in Greek mythology, there's a literal fucking Ethiopian king that fights Achilles, all right? That teams up with Troy against the Greeks. Full-on rivalry with Achilles. This brother gets killed by Achilles and turns into a fucking demigod, by the way. Or I think he's given immortality by Zeus. All right? There have been lots of high-status Ethiopian lords. It's very redundant to say, oh, why is it black? Like, that's not the big deal here. That's not the problem. We have a literal black character that fought and died for Troy. That's kind of relevant to a story like this, right? And there's a whole litany of different black characters you could have put in here. We got the pygmies who are like on the outskirts. We have, again, African generals, warlords like this. Andromeda, dark-skinned queen or whatever. Demigods. Eurybates, who were, I think they were working for Odysseus as well. Like they were his something. I forgot the word for it. Not servants, but they were like, they would rouse up audiences for him. They would be like patrons to him and all that kind of shit. Now, one of the Eurybates, who was like a patron to Odysseus. Because in this scene, he's literally rousing up this squad of soldiers talking about Odysseus, right? So I don't think race is the issue here. Whoa, this is so historically inaccurate. DEI, we're putting black into everything, bro. Color. I don't think that's the issue. I would have more of an issue with that when it comes to Zendaya being played as Athena, because I would rather have Rebecca Ferguson play Athena. That's who I really wanted to play Athena. But you could argue both are wrong for the role. For me, it's the acting skill. Travis, can you act? I have zero clue. I don't care if you've been in a lot of music videos and done shit there. I don't give a fuck. Maybe he's played a role in a film that I'm not aware of. But I don't know about this dude's acting skill. And it seems like he's in a pretty integral scene where he's giving a rousing speech. Can you act? From the looks of it, I cannot tell. Literally in some of the scenes in that trailer that came out recently, he's talking about, they're going to war. Y'all know how we invaded Troy? We burned the walls down. Bro, it's just like, what are we doing? What are we doing? It seems like he's just needlessly put in there because Nolan promised him the role, saying, bro, you were so good, I know there's going to be a role for you. And then Travis called him and was like, yeah, Nolan, man, you're working on something, man? And Nolan was like, I'm working on the Odyssey. Have you read the Odyssey, Travis? Man, just put me in, man. It doesn't matter. I don't need to be a real character. Just put me in. I'll give a speech or some shit like that, man. And Nolan's like, well, all right then. That's literally probably how the combo went. Don't be surprised. But I don't know what to say. I don't mean to sound insensitive or anything, but I took one look at the scene. I'm like, I don't know what to say about that, man. I'm just looking at John Bernthal and Tom Holland pretending as if this dude's like an actor, proper actor on their level. Like, yeah, let's take this seriously. You know what I mean? So I don't mean to be negative. This doesn't feel like a Greek mythos anymore. All right? It doesn't feel like a Greek mythos that's taken seriously at all. If the other historical inaccuracies weren't enough, you got fucking Travis Scott in the film now. This would probably be his only scene, to be fair. Whatever. I just gotta ask, Nolan, was it for the star value? You didn't need it. You have like the biggest actors on your roster right now. Your cast is the most stacked of all time. Was it for the story? I don't think you needed it. I don't think he was that integral to the story. Was it for the X factor that Travis Scott has as an actor? He has something to him, his talent. Maybe Nolan sees something we don't. And you know what? I'll still choose to trust in Nolan regardless. So, you know what, Travis? Salute to you. I don't think you can act. I'm willing to be proved wrong. Alright? I'll watch the movie regardless. It's just I was like, what are we doing here when I saw that? Come on, Nolan. Really? But you know what? Oh, Nolan's done it before. I don't think Travis has ever acted before properly, so at least you can see David Bowie has. Harry Styles, even though he's shit, has. Travis might be worse than both. Whatever, man. Let's see. Fuck it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on a mission to take over Hollywood. But the army must keep growing. If you want to suggest video topics to me, or talk about your favorite movies or favorite film theories in a community with like-minded individuals, join the Zafy Discord now. Link is in the description and the comment section as well. Join us. This movement is just beginning. We're taking over Hollywood, one coke line at a time.